Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's session I'm going to begin with introducing one of my subscribers. Uh, this is welcome to Mr. Narendra Vaze. He is the man that you should be going to for any of your computer related, desktop related, laptop related, antivirus related issues. He deals with all of these, and he's my go-to man for any kind of problems that I have with my laptop or with my videos or with my mobile phones. So Mr. Narendra Vaze of Kalpak Enterprises, thank you so much for being there in my life and helping me through all these technical issues. Thank you so much. Okay, today's session is going to be about something that has been on my mind for a while now. Even lately I was requested for this video by a lot of friends through and a lot of my clients also, and because of what is happening right now, which has come to the forefront actually. Uh, I'll just take you back a couple of months where a couple of years actually. I was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award in the field of counseling and social work. And I remember after the function, there was a small group question answer session with the audience. And one of the questions that I was asked was, which has been your biggest achievement so far in your life as far as counseling is concerned? And I remember answering this at that time as my biggest achievements as a counselor have been three. I have saved two marriages, excuse me, from divorce and from breaking. One, they had even filed the divorce, and then after the counseling they reconciled, and this has been 5 years now, and they do have their fights, but the marriage is still on, very much on. That has been one of my achievements. The second one has been, they did not file, but they were contemplating, and I'm happy to tell you that they have just received their newborn son this past month, and they're doing very well. So those were two of my very big achievements. And the third one at that time was saving one life from committing suicide. This was a 34-year-old man who was contemplating suicide, committing suicide, and I was able to save his life. And at that moment I remember answering this question with these three. And there has been an addition since this pandemic has started, where it was an emergency situation, and I was called there when the man wanting to commit suicide was on the balcony of his flat, 8th floor, and the door closed. There was this glass door that he had locked from outside, and he was about to jump off. And after 45 minutes of talking with him, counseling with him, I'm happy to tell you that he stopped committing, and now those past 2 months he's under therapy, he's under counseling, and he is recovering. So which brings me to the topic of today, which is about suicides, committing suicides, taking your life. It has come into the forefront lately because of certain celebrities' suicides. But it has always been an issue. It has always been an issue with many people committing suicides in a year. It's almost like 33% of suicides are due to various reasons, which I will be talking about. But there's a huge percentage of out of all the total deaths that happen, 33% are through suicides. The attempts are not counted in that, okay, which are even double or even more. And even these suicides that we have, the percentage given by the National Report on Crime Bureau, NCRB, National Crime Report Bureau, even these are only the reported cases, so there are a lot which go unreported. So you can see that there is a huge number of people committing suicides, and this is only for India. Now, there are many reasons, and I'm not going to go too much into the details of the different reasons why people commit suicide. I'm just going to touch them and go on to the actual main part of the session. The beginning, I would say that most of the suicides are finance related, money related, unemployment related, losing a job, not being able to pay the mortgages, the EMIs, losing a job, and especially in this pandemic where there is a huge amount of people who have lost jobs. So this is on the rise, especially now. Yes, there are about 300 cases just in a month of people committing suicide because they've lost a job, and there's no hope of finding another job because the markets are bad at this moment, the hiring markets. So finances, yes, and of course we all know about the farmers who commit suicide because there is less rain, or there is too much of rain, not enough crops, and then not enough money to pay back the loan. So in India we see that the farmers' suicides is one of the top, the categories where suicides are. But it's not limited to India. Even in the developed countries, farmers commit suicide because of various reasons. Similarly, like you may have a financial reason, you may have you are not able to pay back the loans, and there is not enough profit in it. So there are people who handle it in a different way, that they quit doing farming and they take up some other vocation, and there are people who resort to suicides. The second major, I've clubbed them together as family and emotional reasons. Now, in India especially, there is a lot of stigma attached to a lot of things. One of them is, you may have had a breakup. You may have had a breakup with somebody that you love, and you're not able to cope with it, and people commit suicide. You may want to marry somebody from a different caste or a religion. Again, there is stigma attached to it, and people commit suicide. There may be unwanted pregnancies out of a wedlock, and that's why a lot of suicides are committed. There's domestic violence, why people commit suicide. There is marital discord. There is fights and arguments, and there is a lot of anger, and there is a feeling of I'll show you, and so I'll just take my life. There are familial issues where you don't want to marry somebody and you're made to marry somebody. There are issues where there is a shame attached to your child having married somebody, or run off with somebody, eloped with somebody. There is shame attached, stigma attached to your child, your daughter, your son going through a divorce, which is not acceptable. Or you have a daughter who's come back from her in-laws place, and that is a stigma attached, and you're not able to cope with it, so suicide is committed. Lot of reasons. Then you have husband and wife not getting along, and this often also results into something that is a murder and a suicide, where the father or the husband kills his wife and children and then commits a suicide. This may be due to financial reasons, this may be due to a marital discord that they have, this may be due to suspicions of betrayal or an unfaithful partner, or even financial, as I said. So many reasons why people commit suicides, and in the family and emotional spectrum. And another reason why people, especially if we talk about students in particular, again there is this fear of failure during exams, and normally with students the suicides peak up just before the exam, or just after the results. And this is due to the pressure that they are feeling. It's either I will not pass through this exam, or I will not get the kind of marks that I would like, or the grades that I would like. or I have not done it and I'm a failure. I have failed, or I have not got enough grades or marks, and I'm not good enough, and how will my family react, how will my friends react. So not being able to cope with those kind of situations, so a lot of people, a lot of students commit suicide due to these educational reasons. Or it is also due to I don't want to do this, I don't want to study this, I don't want to be a doctor or whatever it is that he's studying, and I just give up, I just completely give up. I was forced to do this, so I'm going to end my life and just prove a point. And on the emotional side for the students, and at that moment, the life may be the romantic aspect in the life, things may not be going very well. There may have been a heartbreak, he or she may have been dumped, or he has done something to somebody, or getting your wife, a girlfriend pregnant, or the girl getting pregnant. A lot of other reasons why students commit suicide. The third one of the aspects is people suffering from chronic diseases or terminal illness. When they see that excuse me, that there is no hope, or they don't want to go through the treatment of whatever illness that they are feeling, and they feel that there is no point in living now, or I don't want to go through all that. And that is a time when a lot of people with terminal illness especially commit suicide. And it is especially more with people who have responsibilities, and they don't see a way out, and they see probably the financial reasons or the treatment itself being very heavy on their minds, and they commit suicide. The senior citizens, a sense of not being needed, not being wanted, being sidelined, being ignored, being unwanted, as I said, loneliness, losing your spouse, and depression, maybe health issues, maybe financial issues, maybe social issues. So a lot of reasons why senior citizens commit suicide. And there are many more which I have not clubbed together. So it's not limited to what I am saying, what the reasons that I have given here. There are many more reasons for this. But I just wanted it, I didn't want to focus too much on it, because I want to focus on what we can do about helping people with suicidal, ideas. So the reason I just clubbed them together is to give that there is a huge range of reasons that you can look for as a reason why you can commit suicide. Now, what's important here to understand is we as human beings, we've seen life, we've gone through struggles, we go through struggles, we are even struggling today. So there are a lot of issues in our life, and many of us, and almost all of us who are still alive and watching this video, some of us may have had a thought or two sometimes to end our lives, but a lot of us don't even think about that, because we think about handling it, we think about coping with it. And that is the difference why there are reasons for us to commit suicide too, but we don't do it. So why do people actually take this huge step of ending your life? And that is what we need to understand as a society, as a human being. We need to really understand. And when I say we really need to understand, it's a lot about introspection. Because I think personally, as a society, we have become very indifferent. We have become very unkind. We have become very uncaring in many ways. Not intentionally, no, not purposefully, no, I don't mean that at all. But we genuinely don't have the bandwidth to actually reach out to somebody, or when somebody reaches out to us, we don't really have the skills or the abilities or the bandwidth to help somebody. That takes a lot of work, and probably we are struggling with our own lives, and we don't really have the time or the energy to do so. And that is where we miss a lot of signals that these people send us. People whom we know, people who are in our contact list, And these are the signals these people send us. They're very subtle at times, but if we as a society, if we as a human being, if we are aware, if we become observant, we will be able to pick up this, and we could save a life. See, we as parents bring children into this world, so we've given life to people. Now it is our time to even save a life. So if we can save one life from ending life, ending their own life, I think it's something really wonderful, that we not only have brought lives into this world, but we have saved one life. So this is the point that I'm trying to make through this video. And as always, I would like to talk about the things that we want and the things that we can do. Okay, but before that, I'm going to talk about why this topic has come into the fore right now, because of the celebrity deaths, that as I was talking about. Yes, I'm not here to talk about the celebrity. I'm not celebrity crazy at all. But it is, as an example, it will help us understand that you on the periphery, or on superficially, on the outside, it will look like you have everything going for you, and yet you end your life. So if we talk about Sushant Singh Rajput's suicide, now when this topic is being discussed, and let me tell you, I don't watch television, and I haven't read a newspaper in 10 years, over 10 years now. So I don't know what is latest happening, but I'm telling you from my discussions with my friends and some people that I hear discussing, and I'm a part of that conversation. It was discussed that, oh, what's wrong with him? Why did he commit a suicide? Because he had 100 crores or something in his bank. Now that's a reflection of what you value in life, money. Okay, probably for him, that wasn't what he was craving for. The other point in the discussion was, oh, he was so young. He had good looks. He was charming. He was handsome. He had name, fame, money, everything. Now again, he took a drastic step. Now whether it's a suicide, murder, I'm not going into all that. That's for the judiciary to decide. But even if we take it as a suicide, those are the things, in spite of having all of that, if he has committed suicide, he was craving for something more, which he didn't have, or he had, or he lost. And these are the things that we have valued. So we are attaching that, saying that he has all this, and then why did he commit suicide? A few years back, I think much before even I was born, there was a huge controversy about another big celebrity who had committed suicide, Guru Dutt. Now, if you compare Sushant Singh Rajput and Guru Dutt, above normal intelligent people, extremely creative, super intelligent, brilliant in their work, and they yet chose. Of course, there is another aspect of financial burdens on Guru Dutt, that taking, I mean, if you do take that point away, these are super achievers, extremely talented people, and they craved for being understood, being valued for the kind of craft that they had, and it was not valued. And now this is something that is, if you bring it down to a common level, for our ordinary people level, it is the need to be accepted, it is the need to be acknowledged, it is the need to be appreciated in whatever we are doing. So it is, as a society and as people, as human beings, this is where we need to look at. And as in my parenting video also I had mentioned, high achievers. Now it depends on what do you mean by high achievers. Is achievement in terms of success, in terms of money, in terms of name, fame? Why as a society we don't attach achievement in the form of being a good human being, of being a kind soul, of being a helpful soul, of doing things selflessly for people? Now these are the things, if it is attached to achievement, we will have a completely different picture. Then failure and success will not be in terms of grades or marks or salaries or the amount of money you have in the bank or the car you drive or the number of bedrooms that you have in your house. or the number of friends on your Facebook list. No. So as a humanity, as society, we need to relook at what we consider of value, and that is what we need to show. And if there is a somebody who's not feeling appreciated, who's not feeling acknowledged, who's not feeling accepted, these are the people who on the outside, maybe people who look like they've achieved something in life, but deep down they are not getting what they are craving for. Let me give you my example here. No, I'm not suicidal, but I'm just telling you that I'll give you an example as the way I related to this. The day I started making these videos, it was I was very clear in my mind about why I am making these videos. These are not sponsored videos, so I'm not making any money out of it. Neither do the people who watch it get any money out of it, or number of views don't give me any money. Okay, so there is no finance attached to this. So when I started making these videos, I was very excited to see how the response is. And when I say how the response is, like when I shared it with my contacts, I still do share it with all my contacts, and I await their responses. And so in the initial stage, I remember there were people whom I've called up, or I've messaged and said, did you watch the video? How was it? Is there anything that I can add to it? Is there anything that I need to change? Is there anything that I should be doing differently? Is whatever, I had a lot of questions for them. And there were people who patiently replied to me, and there were people who didn't reply. The second video, the third video, the fourth video, and I realized that a lot of people didn't even bother commenting about it in spite of me requesting. A lot of people didn't even bother answering, or didn't even bother saying, okay, watch the video, it was okay, it was good, it was not good, whatever. No response. And believe me when I say this, that it hurt a lot. It hurt that people don't have 20-25. Yeah, I know my videos are a little long, but I have a lot to say. Okay, so I did feel that people don't care. People are not supporting me. People are not encouraging me. People are not being helpful. But if I had a low self-esteem, or if my self-worth was poor to begin with, it would have taken a very bad beating, and I would probably have stopped doing my videos. But I'm very clear in my reasons for making this video, and I have a lot to share, and I have a lot of knowledge to share, and I'm saying this with my feet firmly on the ground and very modestly, that it's your loss if you haven't watched my video. And I'm confident about what I am doing and what I will be doing. So imagine a person with a lower self-esteem, with a lower self-worth in my position. What would he have done, or what would she have done? They would have stopped making. I'm not saying they would have committed suicide, but I'm just saying that they would have stopped doing what they believe in. Because if you crave for acceptance, if you crave for acknowledgement, if you crave for appreciation, and it is not coming to you, okay, so do you stop believing in what you are? And that is what my 3 first videos were all about. It is about understanding yourself. It is understanding your self-worth. That is the foundation of our lives. So all I'm trying to say is, there are a lot of people, and most of the people who are committing suicides are people who don't feel they fit in, or they are being accepted, or they are being acknowledged, or they are being appreciated. And it has got, as I said, there are other reasons which we have gone through, but these are basically all pointing towards losing hope. When we feel that taking my life is easier or better than coping with what nonsense that is happening in my life, and I'm not able to do it, I don't want to do it, because it's not worth it anymore. Now these are the kind of things which we as a society needs to be very aware of. And we have become very insensitive. We have become very, very intolerant. We have become very rigid about accepting others' talents, others' achievements, because they don't fit into what you believe what is achievement. And that is what I'm trying to say. And as always, I'm going to try and give my own solutions to how we can help people who are in need, or who are crying out, or who are giving signals that I need help. Okay? And I like to give them in the form of C's, because not just because I mean, people will wonder why does she give a C every time, is because there is another the way I look at a C is SEE also. See, observe, watch, be aware of. So the first C that I will be wanting all of us to be doing is concern. When I say concern, don't just say your concern, show your concern, because as we all know, actions speak louder than words. So be in touch with people, be regularly in touch with people, and not just to say, are you okay? Ask that question when you are ready to listen to the answer, and look for signs in the tone, in the way the person talks, in the words that the person is using. Be very, very mindful and be very aware and observant. Show your concern in including people in your happiness. Include people in even things, anything that you do, anything that you want people to feel included in. By that I mean, there may be a sad situation that you are going through. Include people, because then you're showing them that they are needed. It's not just when you need that you reach out to people. When you are having when we are having a problem, we need to reach out and include people in our problems, because that is the time then people can share their concern with us. This is what we don't do. It's very important that if you're feeling low, or if you've lost a loved one and you are going through a problem at this moment, or you lost a job, show your vulnerability, because everybody is vulnerable in different areas in their life, and they will like that you're showing your vulnerability, and they'll reach out to you. This is how we can show our concern to each other. And when somebody is showing concern, be grateful, feel blessed that people care enough to show that they are reaching out to you. And in different ways people reach out to you. Okay, so be very, very grateful for that, and show your thankfulness, show your gratitude to them. The second C is care. When people say, it's a proven fact that a lot of people who are contemplating committing suicide, they give out small signals through the posts that they are, the kind of posts they post, the kind of messages that they post. So they are actually giving small clues about what they are going through. And we need to be observant, as I said, as friends, as colleagues, as family members, as neighbors, for these small clues that people give out. And the way the people dress, are they suddenly posting very cheerful and jokes, which is one extreme, to cover up for what they're actually feeling, or they're showing depressing posts which talk about not just depressing posts, but some posts which are only talking about how they are wanting hope and things like that. So be mindful and show your care there. If you show people that you care, it will make them feel that they are wanted, they are needed, they are their state is acknowledged, their state is the people are understanding where they are at this moment. So show your concern, show and actually show through your actions that you care. And the most important, if you have observed something, as I said, you've picked up some signal that something is not quite wrong, something is not quite right, this is the time you connect, and connect a counselor to the person who is in need of help, or connect your the person, talk to that person, reach out for help. After in this description box below the video, I will be posting a couple of helplines for suicides especially. So please share the video with people, as many people as you can, because that helpline will help them. These are 24-hour helplines, 365 days a year, where people can just reach out, talk, share, and get help. So as a society, as people, we need to really see about what we can do. Yes, there are an n number of reasons why people commit suicide, but if we are aware, if we are observant, we can save one life at least. And if we can save one life, each one of us can save one life, I'm sure the next we will not be seeing so many suicides around us. So this is what I wanted to cover in this video. As always, I will request you to share this video with all your contacts, not for myself, but for the message in this video. Share it with all your contacts, and if you want to discuss this more, because I'm sure there are a lot more other things which I have not covered, because a lot of times people talk about suicide being pathological. Now, is it really pathological? Is it only a chemical reaction that people commit suicide? Because there is no clear evidence in any kind of study. So let me just tell you one thing, that whenever I look at any different studies, there are no comprehensive studies to say that there is only one reason why people commit suicide. It's a spur of the moment thing. It is a spur of the moment thing for a lot of people. But there are people who prepare to commit a suicide on a particular day. They prepare for days, for months, some for years. So let's not go into the very different reasons why they happen. Yes, they are important, and we need to reach out help in whatever way we can. So if it is financial problems that a person is going through, if you have something that you can give that person and take away his couple of EMIs, yeah, that's the way we can reach out to people and help them stop them from committing suicide. Or if you can help somebody get a job, find a job, yes, that's the way we can help. If you can help somebody find a life partner, do that. So yes, we can help people in different ways. All I'm saying is we need to be aware, we need to be observant, we need to see what is the problem. Talk to people, show your concern, be caring, be understanding, don't be judgmental, show that you care, act as if you care, and the most important is connect them to a counselor, a psychologist, a helpline, and save a life. Okay, so I hope this helps somebody out there and we can save some lives. Okay, thank you so much for watching. God bless. Stay safe.